Hey, sorry about the live. Sorry about it. I'm gonna make it work. It's gonna be a good show anyway. Good show anyway. Rellism Sports Talk, episode 124. Now you really gonna be watching on YouTube and listening to the replay on podcast. Hey, big ups to Tommy on his lawn service skills. First of all, my yard is looking spectacular. Spectacular. And he's running our Facebook page, even though he put stuff out there about my Notre Dame squad. That's okay. That's life. That's what happens. Hey, when you're a big dog and you get bit, that's what happens. But check it out. If you haven't liked our page, definitely check it out. Got love for the mama, and I'm always loving my mama. You know what I'm saying? And speaking about more love, my boy Dave Rodriguez had successful surgery. So thank you and praise, and thank you for the prayers and blessings and everything for him and his family. I've known him for a long time. I've lost a little out of touch with him. That's on me, not on him. That's definitely on me. But definitely praying for you and your family, Dave. I saw your beautiful girls past few times. I'm definitely gonna reach back out to you and reconnect, because you always been a big homie to me and everything. Love you, bro, and I'm glad that surgery worked out. And we still keeping our fingers crossed with everything else, man. Prayers for you and your family, definitely so much. But right now, it's a blessing. Surgery was a success, so we're happy about that. Because at Rellism Sports Talk, we talk about sports from the Hall of Famers to the local talent to the big time storylines. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? I had to put on my sweatshirt because look, my daughter's cheerleading out here and the temperature got crazy. What happened? It's cold now. You know what I'm saying? So I had to put out the Rellism Sports Talk custom merch, which anybody can get. You know what I'm saying? It's nice meeting you, Jalen. Seems like a good kid. We'll see what happens with that. But today we talk about where I was right, where I was wrong, as far as my fantasy or as far as my pick'ems for the league or whatever. And then we talk about all the big time storylines for week one. Crazy stuff going on. We're going to talk about the biggest statement wins, the ones that we lived up to the hype, and then some worries, and both from the AFC and the NFC. And then my Terrell's thoughts will be about these new coaches, new hires, and then organizations that just are stubborn. And I want to talk about that and see how, as athletes, we need to look at them as people more than just athletes, because they have to deal with some crazy stuff. But anyway, let's get into it. Week one finally was here. Finally, we went through the preseason. We begged for some players to play, whatever. Preseason's gone. Week one happened, and what happened? It still looked like the preseason. It still looked like the preseason. You're like, nobody playing in the preseason. Yo, it looked awful. It looked like some XFL. I'm not talking about the new XFL. That looked I'm talking about the Vince McMahon, the Rock, if you smell what the Rock is cooking XFL, that type Jones. You know what I'm saying? Had blunders everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Penalties everywhere. People making so many mistakes. It was just crazy football. It was still football, so we loved it. But it was crazy, just undisciplined type things. And we're going to dive into a lot of that right now. And especially some of the most undisciplined teams, the Cowboys, America's team, the star. I hate them. We all know I'm a Washington fan, so I can't stand them. But, I'm watching the game, plus we play fantasy football, so a lot of implications are always on every game. So watching the game, and I'm like, dude, they ain't doing nothing on offense. I spent a second round pick on CeeDee Lamb or a third round pick on CeeDee Lamb, and you know what I'm saying? People are already reluctant to get Ezekiel Elliott, but they got Tony Pollard too, and ain't nobody doing nothing. Ain't nobody doing nothing for them as far as fantasy goes. In reality, now you done lost your quarterback. What's going on now? You know what I'm saying? They were talking about 6 to 8 weeks now. Jerry Jones, he's the master surgeon. He knows all. He said, he'll be ready. They're going 4 weeks. Set this guy up for failure, yo. Do not set Dak up for failure, man. I just feel like, man, Dak, dude, they've done you wrong for a long time, dude. Do not let them mess your career up, bro. Do not let them mess your career up rushing back. I know you're a warrior. You're going to do what it takes to help your team win, but If y'all lose all 4 games while you gone, I don't know, man. I don't know. This light right here is hot, yo. Y'all got to see me a little darker. I'm sorry, but y'all got me sweating up in this mug, bro. But Dak Prescott, 4 weeks. Even if he's gone 4 weeks, you got a backup quarterback, Cooper Rush. If you didn't have high hopes for him, why is he on the team? Why is he on the team? People going out crazy. Oh my God, the starting quarterback's gone. We need a new one. Why didn't you get backup that you felt comfortable with them? I don't know. So I'm looking at it. We looking at it. The offense never looked good anyway. They're talking about they're gonna ride Zeke. We're gonna ride Zeke. La 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 la. Going forward, Cowboys. What should we do? What should they do? Sorry. I think they got to stay pat where they at. I don't think they should be going up. I've heard Colin Kaepernick. I've heard trying to get Jimmy G. I've heard all kinds of things that they should try to do, and I don't think they should. Just like the Browns didn't go out and get Jimmy G, and Watson's gone for 11 games. I say stay the course, man. I mean, that's your backup quarterback. He knows your system. He knows what y'all want to do. So, like, why are you going to bring in some random person to mess everything up? So when Dak does come back, what's going on there? And at the end of the day, I think after this year, it's going to be big-time changes in Big D. I think so. I think Zeke's gone. He ain't going to be eating no more in Dallas. And honestly, dude, I'm telling you, man, if the record's not good and they might be able to make a play on somebody else, Dak might be gone too. I mean, the coaches out here calling out CeeDee Lamb already on the radio, talking about he has to do better if he's going to be the number one. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, these organizations, yo, y'all are getting kind of flagrant with your mouths, though. I've never seen so much talking in the media this season already. It just started. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. So the 49ers are in shambles. They're in disarray, which I'm happy for. Stay in disarray. I'm good with that. But another team that's got some eyes kind of twitching, you know, it all started when you brought back that boy that y'all all said wasn't going to be there, Jimmy G. Trey Lance out there. You're going against the Bears, who's supposed to be the worst team in football. Y'all lost. And Shaman ain't talking no more. I don't hear Shaman dropping down all this 49er stuff. But anyway, but then again, you know, it was a monsoon. So was the whole reason for the loss the monsoon, or was it more? I feel like both teams played in the monsoon, right? Both teams. Justin Fields played in there too. He's a second-year guy. Not that he did all that, but he made big plays when he needed to make a big play to win the game. And I would definitely say that the 49ers have more talent on offense, probably even on defense also, than the Bears. So that's something that we're going to watch. We're going to talk about later on, but that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. Hey, this for you, Jay. Listen, you're a Seattle fan. I just found out today. Big Russ, you wanted the story to be all about you. Let's ride. Let's ride, you corny mug. That ain't cool. You ain't cool. Yeah, you got Sierra. So what? You got money. Who cares, bro? Like, you ride back to Seattle now. You doing all this stuff. Okay, cool. Why you got to wear the suit, the plastic suit with the? I mean, what's going on, bro? What are you doing, bro? What's going on? Why do you have to be so extra? You were probably one of them cornball dudes in school that had to do all this dumb stuff like eat your boogers and all this stuff to get attention. You just happen to be blessed to play baseball and football. Good thing you were athletic, bro. Good thing you're athletic, and good thing Jay-Z had money, because y'all both are busted looking in the face, and y'all got some pretty hot women in the world. But that's what happens when money and success will do to you. But since you riding back to Seattle, that 12th man was in ya. That 12th man caused so many delay of games, false starts. That Seattle crowd was hype. And even hyper was Geno Smith. Yo, Geno Smith was out there pump fist, and he was doing everything, diving. Even there was a holding call, didn't even play, didn't even matter. He's still going at it. And then he had the mic drop of mic drops. He said, what did he say? They tried to write me off, but I ain't right back, or something like that. I was like, Geno Smith from West Virginia. He's been used to this, you know what I'm saying? He was in the green room trying to get drafted. He get drafted to like what, second round or something. He was supposed to go early, and now he's just been passed around, whatever. I was happy to see that, man. You know what I'm saying? Plus, I can't stand Russell Wilson. Can't stand him because of fantasy football. It's not because he's ugly and he has Sierra and whatever. It's because of fantasy football. Fantasy football makes me hate certain athletes. He's one of them. I won't get over me losing the belt in the FFF league, Russell Wilson. Can't stand anyway. So Russell Wilson, the outfit you had on, boo-boo. 12th man was in you. Gino was hype. But then we started looking at the last 30 seconds. I feel like if you were Russell Wilson, you could tell that brand new coach, like, yo, let me go get this fourth down. It looked like you were happy to be sitting over there without the pressure on you. You can say whatever you want to say after the press conference, talking about, oh, I had a play ready. I watched the game. You didn't look like you had no play ready. That clock was running around, running down. Don't try to play games like that. We all know, bro. You were a system quarterback, and when you were in Seattle, you had the Legion of Boom and Marshawn Lynch, and you had that system going on. People was like, oh, let him cook, let him cook. What happens when he cooks? He throws a pick, and you lost another ring. Keep cooking, Russ, and keep riding for Denver and be last place in that division. Unless the Raiders suck even more. What overrated car. Speaking of overrated, according to Swole Daddy, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, what's up, baby? You thought it was just going to be easy. You flicking the wrist. Look at the wrist. No. Y'all got shellacked. But the biggest story about it is why y'all fighting with why you fighting in the media all the time? Why is all this blame game going on all the time? You out here dogging these receivers all the time. Why? Why you dogging the receivers all the time? I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? You had all this time at the beach. You had vacations with your women and all these different things. You want to have time doing this. But where were you at OTAs? Where were you at in the preseason with these guys getting repetition, learning, teaching them things? Now you want to get mad? Yeah, I know Watson or Christian Watson or whatever had a drop up. So what? People drop the ball sometimes. I saw Chase drop the ball a lot his rookie year, and he turned out to be a stud. So maybe if you stop trying to be a prima donna or whatever you trying to do and trying to look like my man from Con Air and everything. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you work with these rookie receivers? Work with them and see what they all about instead of dogging them in the media all the time, because it's always about you. The media and me. That's you, Aaron Rodgers. That's why I've never liked you. And that's why you'll never be a winner. And you'll never live up to the potential that you should. You should have been one of the best ever. And yeah, you'll go down as a Hall of Famer. Of course you will. But one ring, bro. One ring. Trent Dilfer's got one of those too. So does Joe Flacco, which we'll talk about later. And finally, on the topic of the crazy stuff going on. This craziest game, the Pittsburgh Steelers pulled off some bull crap win, took 5 turnovers and all this stuff going on. I ain't gonna make no excuses, Keith. Cool for you and your team winning. I'm happy for you and all that. Boo, boo, boo. But Mitchell Trubisky, you need to shut up, dude. You survived the whole game without getting yanked. Why are you going to come out in the media and say the offense needs to have a killer mindset? The defense is making all these plays. We need to have a killer mindset. And when they get turnovers like that, we need to go down and do all these things, do all these things, do all these things. You better watch what you wish for, dude. It's one thing to compliment your defense. Cool. Great job doing that. But don't start talking about different things that the offense needs to do, because the coach might say, you're right. They can get in because this dude can't do it. Because you had 2 passes, your 2 longest passes of the game. And one of them, which was in overtime, was 25 yards and 26 yards. What in the Mark Brunell are you doing? What kind of killer mindset you going to have when you dipping and dunking? What you killing? You squashing ants? I mean, what's going on? You ain't slaughtering nothing. You know what I'm saying? Why are you running your mouth like that anyway? You got the job right now. Thank God y'all won because I ain't never seen nobody throw the ball 30, 40 times to get 195 yards. Unless you're a Redskin quarterback. I mean, we do that a lot, but come on, Mitchell Trubisky, shut your mouth, bro. Shut your mouth, bro, because the next game, where y'all played it? Y'all are a 1-point underdog against the Patriots, which I would think y'all would win because I think the Patriots are horrible. But, dude, if you lose this game, you lose to the Patriots, as suspect as they are, and you talking all this trash, talk about killer mindset, you just set yourself up for failure, dude. You set yourself up for failure, and I don't know what to tell you about that. And speaking of failure, let me get a drink first before I go into my failures from last week. Last week, I was giving predictions and doing all these things. I like to do that, which I'll do again, but first one, yes, Brandon. Yes, Tommy. Yes, everybody. Notre Dame, I said we're going to make the college football playoff, and we lost to Marshall. Randy Moss wasn't on the team. Chad Pennington wasn't the quarterback. I got that from Brandon with the Lou Holtz thing. That was funny, but it hurt my feelings. But yeah, but like I said, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I picked them because I thought the way they played against Ohio State, it was going to happen. Just like Texas A&M lost. I mean, things like that are going to happen. But as far as fantasy goes and stuff, I said, Trey Lance will destroy the Bears. I said he'll have 4 touchdowns, an 80-yard run. And it's going to be the biggest blowout of the week. My bad. I ain't know it's going to be a monsoon going on. I'm banking on the monsoon that Trey Lance is going to come back next week. Oh, that was a bad one. Another bad one. My biggest statement win. And the reason why I lost. I said the Cardinals were going to beat the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was the reason why I only won 1 out of my 5 fantasy games because he threw all them touchdowns. Woo! The Cardinals. What's going on, Cardinals? Everybody finally got their money, but maybe Brandon was right because Brandon said he ain't seen that from Kyler Murray yet. Why are we giving him all that money? I mean, he's going to be on the hot seat just like that. I mean, because the guys who was on the hot seat, Tua and Jalen Hurts, they lived up to their billing. So we'll get to that later. Fantasy tight end, who I got on 3 of my 5 teams. Pitts, he gave me the Pitts. Stinky arm Pitts, every Pitts you could think of. He was horrible. And I'm sorry if anybody listened to me. But it got worse because I said the rookie of the week was going to be Jalen Tolbert of the Cowboys. This guy ain't even play. Don't even know why he didn't play. He didn't play at all. Hollywood Brown was supposed to be my wide receiver of the week. He was barely a B-rated movie instead of Hollywood. So sorry. But hey, I was right about a few things. So let's get to that real quick. I said the Vikings would pound the Packers and prove a point. And they did. I said that Justin Jefferson was going to be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy. And he was. And I also picked the Giants to be one of those teams to give me that big time upset over the Titans. And they did. That's for you, Skella. And that's for you, Tommy, because Tannehill is not that dude. Tannehill is not that dude at all. He's not. He's going to lose his job because he's going to lose his job this year. And they said my man wasn't ready to play. He's going to play. He's going to play this year. So that was my rights and wrongs. The biggest statement win for the NFC was definitely the Vikings. The Vikings winning against Green Bay. Got a little monkey off your back. We'll see how the rest of the season goes and how the rest of their play. But the way they played, I think this is their division to go. They're going to win the division. And who knows what can happen with them. I can call it right now. Vikings, Eagles, that's going to be Monday night. That could be your NFC championship game. Right now, Vikings, Eagles. And who's going to argue with me? I mean, they're going to argue with me on Raw, but I like it. Bring all comers to me. And then my AFC team statement win. It's not even a team. It's the man, Mr. Patrick Mahomes himself. He lost Tyreek Hill. He can't do it. Oops, he did it again and again and again and again and again with 5 touchdown passes. I said it before on the Raw. I said, yo, he's going to come out and show he don't need that. He's going to spread the ball around because right now, we don't even know who we pick, who we going to play in fantasy besides Kelsey. Clyde Edwards-Helaire there, but as far as receivers go, he's spreading the ball to every single person, yo. I got Valdez-Scantling. I don't even know if I'm playing or not because I don't know. But he's throwing it to everybody, yo. It's crazy. All right, my worry team for the AFC is the Colts. Matt Ryan, you're supposed to be the missing piece. You're supposed to be the reason why they got rid of Wentz. And he's supposed to, you tied the Texans and should have lost. It should have really lost. The Texans controlled that game. It should have lost. You tied the Texans, dude. What are you doing? Tying the Texans. What? You are supposed to be one of the elite teams to win that division to battle for the AFC Championship. We already know about all the other teams, the AFC West teams, Buffaloes, whatever. You're supposed to be that next team to say, put us in the mix. And then you tie the Texans. I'm worried. And then my NFC team, worried, is the 49ers again. Because we looked at the Rams on Monday night or on Thursday night to open the season, and they look like they got some problems. And then we saw the Cardinals, what they look like. They gonna be the same old Cardinals again. This is your chance to win the division. Yeah, Seattle won, but do we really think that Seattle's gonna be a contender going forward? This is your chance, 49ers. You're playing the worst team in football on paper. This is your chance to say, this is our division. We've been on the doorstep too many times. Now we busting back through. And then you lose to the Bears. I hope they rebound to prove it wrong, but they got me a little bit worried. And I worry about the fantasy guys. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk was supposed to show up. He's on my bench. Your running back got hurt already. Thank goodness I picked up Jeff Wilson II, picking up players before they're on the waiver wire wonders. That's what I do. That's why I win rings. Even though I only won 1 out of 5 games, I still feel okay. And then my living up to the hype, my AFC team was the Bills. I mean, they've been hype trained all off season and everything else. And it might even get bigger because they talk about Odell might go there when he's healthy. Jeez. You saw what Odell did when he went to the Rams toward the end of the year. If that happened for the Bills too, oh Lord. They already look hype. And I hate to say it. Lived up to the hype in the NFC. Is them Beagles. They flying high. I joke about Jalen Hurts not throwing the ball a lot, but A.J. Brown, that trade getting A.J. Brown was humongous. And getting the cornerback Bradbury, humongous. They drafted well, free agent signings. They look like a complete team. Like last year, it looked like they were just running the ball. And they still do run the ball most of the time, but you got a tight end like Goddard, and you got A.J. Brown, who's a difference maker. And if you got him in fantasy, he was kicking butt. I'm going to have to show some more love to A.J. Brown. But I'll tell you what, the Eagles and Bills, they lived up to the hype of what everybody's saying. And now with Dallas having the issues and Washington just being Washington, I think the Giants they're going to battle like the Lions have been battling. But yeah, I think the Vikings and the Eagles are going to destroy their divisions and be just sitting there waiting for the other division winners. And I think that could be the NFC Championship game. I hate to say it. Gross. I guess I'll cheer for the Vikings. That's my son's team, and that was my mama's team too. So I'm cheering for the Vikings now. Let's go. Even if they got Kirk Cousins. So that was my little recap of the week 1, going forward. Week 2, I'm going to tell you this right now. Week 2 for fantasy, I think people need to relax. Stick with your guns. Don't overreact. And go crazy and start dropping people. Just play. You drafted these people for a reason. I was telling somebody today, I was like, all these Redskin people are getting picked up off waiver wire. If you were so high on them, why ain't you draft them? Why ain't you draft them if you're so high on them? Wasn't nobody high on them. So after week 1, you high on them for playing the Jaguars? And I'm a Washington fan. I'm just saying, like, same thing with the Giants. Now you want to draft Kenny Golladay? I mean, now you want to get him off the waiver wire? Now you want to get Sterling Shepard? You didn't want to draft him before? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I love it. I love people like you guys that let me win because y'all do dumb stuff like that. All right, but look, we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna finish with Terrell's thought first. So give me 1 second while I get my thoughts in order. Okay, so here's my thought. We got a lot of new head coaches in the league, and I couldn't imagine the pressure. I've been a youth coach and different things like that. And it is a little bit of pressure, so I couldn't imagine being an NFL coach. But here's my thing, though. It's about preparation and surrounding your people with, minds, like minds, and just getting yourself organized. So when I looked at, like, O'Connell for the Vikings, you could just look at that team and see how they looked a lot more disciplined and organized than they did under the old coach. I'm just saying, like, they looked more fluent about everything they were doing. We looked at Hackett for the Broncos. My man got 35, 40 seconds, 3 timeouts, 4th down, 5. Even before that, you don't know what's going on. Should I kick it down? Should I run the clock? He did it in a press conference. You can talk about, well, the play before that, we got sacked. No, you didn't, bro. You dumped it off to Javonte Williams, and he kept getting all these daggone points against me all the time. All these little dump offs all the time, Javonte Williams. Anyway. But that's what I'm saying. You're not prepared. All that time was there with 3 timeouts. Of course you go for the 4th down and get the 1st down and then kick the field goal to win the game. You talk about kicking it. This will be the dude's career long. What's the percentage of that? 10%? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? You paid all this money for Russell Wilson to go there. I still think it's about Russell Wilson didn't want that pressure of blowing it on 4th down. As opposed to he can say, hey, I brought him down the field. The kicker missed the kick. You know what I'm saying? I did my job. Because that's what Russell Wilson would do. That's what he would do. Just like when he threw the pick in the Super Bowl, that was the play that was called. You're the quarterback. If you see something, don't throw the ball. How many times people audible plays when they see something they don't want to see? I'm tired of that. That's Russell Wilson. That's why he's overrated, Tommy. He's overrated. I'm just saying, dude. I can't see him leading Denver to a Super Bowl. I just can't see it. Not with all of these young bucks. Look at all these young quarterbacks now. What you say, Swole? It's like the attitude era of quarterbacks. I mean, you got cool Joe Burrow wearing the fur coats. You got Patty Cakes Mahomes out there doing things. You got Lamar Jackson Flash looking like a new version of Michael Vick. I mean, we got Josh Allen. Josh Allen looked like nothing bothers him. He looks like he's in control of everything. He looked like he ain't worried about nobody or nothing. Derek Carr, he perceives himself to be something great. He ain't, but at least he got a little confidence about it. And Herbert's just coming there. He's going to do things. And don't forget about Mitchell Trubisky because he's ready. He wants to offense to have a killer mindset. I'm just saying, though, man. I'm just saying. I don't know. I can't see Russell Wilson doing anything. And he's on a decline. I just think it's you're looking for another Peyton Manning in a bottle, and it's not going to happen because that Von Miller ain't on the other side of the ball no more. And I gave him some love, Tommy. And then you look at Dabo for the Giants. And yeah, okay, he went for 2 to win the game. But here's my thing looking at it. You're playing the former number 1 seed in the AFC last year on the road with a team that nobody expects anything to happen. You want to go for 2? Cool. If you don't get it, people are going to say, oh, you should have kicked that one in overtime. You're going to get that, but so what? You can say, you know what? I'm hungry. We want to win. I want to instill confidence in them. The thing that he did before that is what I'm getting to. He had already decided when we score, we're going for 2. He went to the defense and said, do y'all have a problem with this? That's what I'm talking about. Under control, knowing what's going on at what moment. That's why I'm high on the Giants. Their draft, their coach, all that stuff. Saquon Barkley looking healthy and doing different things. That's how you build your organization back up in stability. Broncos with a coach that's today and a quarterback that's got all his money he wants, his super model, singer, wife, everything he wants. They're not going to put forth that. And they're going to be very unorganized. There's no reason why Melvin Gordon should be splitting carries with Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams should be getting about 75%, and Melvin Gordon can come in once in a while. He's that good. He's running over people. He's catching balls out of the backfield. What are you seeing differently, Coach? Because he played college football with Russell Wilson and they might be friends? I'm just saying. And that's how these coaches are. I'm looking at these coaches, and Mike McCarthy, you're done. You're fired. You're gone. It's your last season. We already knew what you were anyway. But now getting to the organizations. We're looking at the organizations, and Mike McCarthy, I brought you up. We'll talk about Dallas. What did y'all do in the offseason? You let, 2, 3 of your offensive linemen leave? Just leave? Just leave. You let your number one receiver that you traded stuff for to get him, and you just let him go. And then you talk trash on him when he leaves. You don't address that. Michael Gallup, you know he wasn't going to be ready. You got a rookie you drafted to replace some of the production, and he don't play. You keep hyping up Zeke like you trying to correct a mistake that you made. Say, oh, we knew what we were doing with Zeke. Yeah, no. Tony Pollard needs to play. If you watch Tony Pollard run the ball, dude, and he can catch the ball, you know it's time to make an adjustment. You need to make an adjustment. But the Cowboys organization is very stubborn. They have an 80-year-old owner who wants to be in front of the microphone every 5 minutes. They keep talking. I can't say that our owner's just as bad, but now he's got all these problems and everything. He's hiding. He ain't showing his face. He's still hiding. He don't want to go get locked up or nothing. So the Cowboys. Then we look at the Jets. You got the number 2 quarterback. You got the number 2 quarterback in Zach Wilson. He's hurt. Okay. We saw him get hurt last year. Nobody expects much from the Jets. Young squad, a whole bunch of good receivers, younger. You got the dude, White, that was the quarterback last year. Came out of nowhere, young dude, first, second year, whatever he was. Crowd favorite. Crowd started liking him and stuff, right? And now Zach Wilson's still hurt. You got 85-year-old Joe Flacco in there who ain't doing much. His glory days are over. Why are you not playing White? Why are you stuck on Joe Flacco like he's going to lead y'all to the Super Bowl? Stop it. Stop overthinking these dumb things. Play White. Play White. I think they're scared that if White plays well, when Zach comes back, it's going to be a quarterback controversy. I think they're worried that it's going to be something like that. But I look at it this way as a Washington fan. I remember when we drafted RG3, and then we went around and drafted Kirk Cousins right after that. People were saying the same things, but look what happened to RG3, and Kirk Cousins is still playing, and he might get to the Super Bowl this year. So play the young guy and see what you got. Just because you drafted a dude number 2, maybe you made a mistake. Right, Chicago? Right, Washington? Maybe you made a mistake. See what this guy's about. He might be the answer for it. You never know. No, but we're going to ride with Joe Flacco. We're going to ride with Flacco. That's why you're the Jets. Come on. And the last team I'm going to bust on is Slim's team, them Ravens, and Tommy's man crush, Lamar Jackson. Here's my thing. I'm not dogging Lamar Jackson. He's consistent about what he wants, and he wants the money, he wants the guarantee. But after the game, he's like, I ain't talking about the contract no more, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Because we had already heard that it was a 5-year, $250 million, 133 guarantee. No. And then we'd be like, we see why he's mad. No. Lamar Jackson came out and said, no. I turned down that contract and the guaranteed money was between 160 and 180. So then I started thinking about it. Nobody's going to give Deshaun Watson like money like they gave him, $230 million. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to give you a fully guaranteed contract. So you're telling me they said they were going to give you between 160 and 180. Russell Wilson just got 165 guaranteed. So there's that 160 number. Kyler Murray just got 189. There's that 180 number. So 160 to 180. That's that highest guaranteed money. And you're the Ravens. This is your franchise quarterback. You know he wants that 230 million, like Deshaun Watson got. You're going to put him between 160 and 180, just like Murray and Wilson. You couldn't have given him 190, 1 million more to Murray, or say 195. You couldn't give up $1 to $5 more million to tell this dude, hey, or no, 181, $10 million. You couldn't give up $10 million to make this dude happy, so you can have him and it all be done. To make it all be done, you couldn't give up that. It's a lot to us, but to you guys, $10 million. What is that? What is that? You're taking that off of other people's contracts and you're finagling things. You know, I have to give it to GM Tommy to help me with all that. But that's serious stuff. These are the things I'm talking about. Now you're allowing things to creep up in him. Maybe he might just sign a franchise tag. Maybe he'll leave. You never know. But why are you taking chances like that, Ravens? You ain't done nothing to help this dude. You ain't giving him no weapons. And I know people are picking up that Doomer whatever dude off waiver wire. Like he's going to be this hero to help your team. Yay. I got him. Didn't everybody want to draft Rashard Bateman? So why all of a sudden now are we thinking, oh, Bateman's doo-doo, I'm going to go get this other guy because of week one? People are living that week one championship. We love the week one championship, just like in the podcast league. I'm in 9th place out of 9. Let's see where I finish at the end of the year, the way my roster is constructed. Thank y'all. Rellism Sports Talk. Well, it ain't live, but I'm going to still say live. Episode 124. Nice meeting my man at Taco Bell. Jalen. Nice meeting y'all both. Tommy with the lawn care. Y'all need your lawn cut, anything done like that. He's the man. If you don't know who he is, he does our Facebook page. Hit up on any link, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Leave a comment in the box. Appreciate you guys, yo. Check it out. We going to make some things happen at McAdoo's in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Trying to do some shows. Keep a lookout out for it. Thank you. Love you, Mamba. That's my Mamba. Peace out. Thank y'all. Slim, what Slim say?